Hi Joe, it's Sam from Spark FM. How are you today?
Very well, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Busy?
Yes, I am, thank you.
Right, well, first of all, Joe, can you just tell us about this street party, all about the Queen's Diamond Jubilee this year?
Yeah, basically the big Jubilee lunch is going to be kind of, getting everybody together, bringing everyone together as a community, and having a big street party, to mark, obviously, the Jubilee, the Queen's Jubilee, and also, the kind of, the big lunch is a project that kind of gets everybody together, and you have these big celebrations, you get to know your neighbours, you make friends, and, I think it's really good for all ages to get involved with.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think it's going to be difficult trying to, urge young people to get involved with it?
Well, I think, there's different twists that you can have on this project, and I think, students, young people, I'm young, I love to go out, I love to have a party, so why not do it in a street environment, street parties and give it a bit of a festival feel. There's all different ideas of how you can do it, and I think the most important thing is just getting people together and people meeting people, and, having that kind of that community morale amongst each other to celebrate this day. I'm sure everybody where they were last year when the Royal Wedding was on, they know where they were. It was a historical event. This is going to be a historical event. So why not mark it in style and have a big party? Right,
so just tell us a little bit about how it's all being funded.
It's basically being funded by the big lottery, and they just think they want to encourage people into getting together. All ages, everybody different, all across the country. I think the North East is really well known for the community spirit, and I think it's important, it's gone on the days where, you used to, I was talking to my grandma the other week, and she was telling us how they used to nip over the road and get a cup of sugar off somebody else, and, all those kind of things have gone now, not many people really know who the neighbours are and who they're living near, and I think something like that's really important, and obviously students as well, you're all living in student accommodation together, why not throw a big party outside the accommodation, or even inside, it doesn't have to be outside. You can have a street party inside. I think it's just it should just be one big celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're a community radio station, so something like this is really, right where we are at in terms of what we like to do. Really. So it's really brilliant. Just tell us a little bit about, I understand that you're going to have a brand new album out in September.
Yes, I am. I'm in the recording studio at the minute recording it. I can't wait for people to hear it. Everybody's like, we can't wait for it to be out, and I can't wait either. We're not anywhere near finished yet. We're very much just starting. We're trying songs out. We're getting the track list together. And, I really want it to be the right sound and the right songs. It's the first time since winning X Factor I've actually had a lot of time to spend on an album, and I'm really enjoying that, and I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it being released.
Excellent. So, have you enjoyed since the first album? Have you enjoyed sort of delving into more of a classical side, and obviously winning Pop Star to Opera Star as well?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved it. I really didn't expect. I really didn't expect that I would enjoy it as much as I did, because it was kind of one of those things where I didn't really think the challenge would be as difficult or as easy as it was going to be. It was one of those things where I just threw myself into it, didn't really think about it, and then I luckily became to enjoy it so much, and it obviously ended up going on the album.
Before that, we've got this. Because we are going to play the second part of our interview with Joe McElderry coming up for you right now. And I just want to say at this point, thank you very much to everyone on Twitter who's been tweeting us a lot since we said that we were interviewing Joe McElderry. Hello to Joe McElderry Info on Twitter. Also, hello to Rachel on Twitter, to Sharon, to Joe Nuts, which is basically a Twitter page, which is like a fan page on there. And latest Joe News, who have been particularly vocal when sort of letting us know how happy they were that we were having Joe McElderry on. So hello to you as well. Also, there's so many people been tweeting. Hello to Arlene as well. Hello to Leanne. Hello to AJ Bown, who is actually listening rather, all the way from Cardiff. So a very good morning to you. Okay, let's get the second part. This is the second part of our interview with Joe McElderry. few questions from people on Twitter that I'd like to ask you, if that's okay.
Of course.
We've had a big reaction on the Spark Sunderland Facebook page saying that we were speaking to you today. Jacqueline asks, she's from a different country actually, so one of your international fans asking, is there any plans to tour abroad with your next album?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, obviously we're planning the tours in the UK, hopefully at the end of the year, into the year after. And you know, obviously I want to take the music as many places as possible. So that's the next thing on my agenda, hopefully going into Europe, possibly America. I want to try and go everywhere. You know, I really want to grow as an artist and try different places and experiencing different music in different places, you know, around the world. So it's definitely something I'm going to try and look into. And obviously we discuss all these things with the labels all the time and have a career plan. So it's definitely something on the list.
Excellent stuff. And Anthony's tweeted on Twitter as well. He's asking you if you're going to run the Great North Run again, because he said he thinks you got an hour 45 last time. He got an hour 47, and he was disappointed because you beat him.
Well, I do keep getting asked if I'm going to run it, and I might do. I mean, I've been doing a lot of running recently anyways. You know, before I've been going in the studio, I get up on a morning and I go for a run. So I'm certainly, I suppose, fit enough to do it. But yeah, if I say yes now, that means I definitely have to do it. I probably will do it. Let's say I probably will.
Right, okay, we'll go for that one. Then you've still got a chance to sort of back out if you don't want to do it. And I just want to ask you as well. I was reading that the charity Stonewall listed you as a gay role model. How do you feel about being called like a role model?
It's quite, you know, it's quite a daunting thing. I always think it's never really something that I set out to be. I think it just kind of happened. You know, I think it happens with a lot of people when you put on the public platform. You do tend to become a bit of a role model, and I think it's, you know, obviously I'm honoured that people look up to us and see us as a role model. But at the same time, you know, I'm 21 in June. Like a lot of other 21-year-olds, I make mistakes. I learn from them. So you know, it is quite a lot of pressure as well. But at the same time, you know, I'm very honest, I'm very kind of true to myself, and I just behave the way I would like to be seen behave, or how I would look like somebody of my age who I admired behave as well. So that's the way I kind of treat it, you know, and I don't take advantage of it, but I'm honoured that people see us as a role model.
Absolutely. I mean, and when you talk about like community, like bringing communities together, obviously it's important to have role models to look up to, so that kind of connects in there. And also to a point that Hayley's made on Twitter, she's tweeted us asking if that puts pressure on you, and if you feel pressured by the industry at times.
I think, you know, the music industry is a very kind of pressuring industry. Well, actually not the music industry, I would more say the media industry. It is quite, you know, there is a lot, you know, you do sometimes feel like, oh my God, everybody's watching, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's part of something that I have to deal with my job. And, you know, as I said before, I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I'm true to myself. And I behave like I would like to be seen to behave. You know, I understand that, you know, people don't want to see me falling out of a nightclub, like stumbling all over the place. It's just not really what you want to see. It's, you know, if you want to do that, that's a private thing. You don't need to put that out into the public, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's right there. It connects into what you said about like people making mistakes and stuff like that. It just shows that, you know, everybody's human, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm like any other 21-year-old. You know, I'm young and I like to go out and have a good time. But at the same time, I respect that, you know, I am what you would probably call a public figure, and I have to respect that as well.
Great. So, could you tell us a little bit about sort of where we can find out more information about the Diamond Jubilee celebrations that you're holding?
You can find out, you can log on to the internet and sign up for a pack, like a starter pack, which tells you all about it, and it's www.biglunch.com, and you can get a starter pack, and it tells you all about how to organise one, and yeah, so you can check it out on there, biglunch.com.
Brilliant, that's excellent, Joe. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
No problem, it's been nice speaking to you.
Thank you, you too.
There you go, that's our final part of the interview with Joe McElderry right here on Spark. If you missed it, then it's going to be online at sparksutherland.com a little bit later today, so if you did miss it, then it's going to be on there.
Isn't he nice?
He's very nice. I like how it's like,
nice
thank
chap.
you very much for our time.
I know.
That's really nice. And he was doing the rounds of the media yesterday. You know, he was on BBC Look North. He was on ITV Tyne Tees a few days ago as well. So he's really been hammering the North East media recently. And for more information about the big lunch, you heard the web address right there, and you can also visit our website, sparksunderland.com, if you're looking for a direct link. Well, there you go, Joe McElderry interview.